Hello everyone, welcome back to the bench. Today we have a Macintosh SE, and as you can see I've been in it before and wrote that the CRT is broken. The glass on the neck is actually broken, so when you try to turn it on you get a whole bunch of high voltage hissing sounds going on. But something that caught my eye in here, which was pretty neat, was that it had this connector on it. And when I opened it up, well, I might as well just show you here. Ooh. It had this floating inside. And this is made by Electrohome, and it's a IM56 interface mod. And it is tied into all of the video signals. So it's taking your video signals from the Macintosh with a video out on this BNC connector. And I'm curious, is this putting out composite video perhaps? Or is it putting out like an RF signal on channel 2 or 3 or something like that? I can't really find any information on this box, but I think I want to open it up, take a little look inside for one. And I also want to swap everything from this case minus the CRT to another case that I have. I have a case that has a CRT in it, but it's missing a motherboard because the motherboard that was in it was just so badly corroded and damaged. This one, the glass is broken here on the neck, and it's like somebody threw this into a dumpster. Like you can see this hole from one of the mounts for the CRT, and then there's a big crack here. So this case is kind of no good, although I do have the chunk that's missing from it taped up here. It is worth gluing because these things are just getting harder and harder to find now. So I might do that to keep it for some kind of junker rat rod one. But for now, I'm going to dismantle this, and we'll swap the components over to the other case and see if we can get it going or whatever other repairs we have to do, and then we'll try out this interesting little interface here. Alright, well, first things first, let's start getting some parts out of here. I'll unplug this for now, save that for later. We already have loose screws. Let's unplug the motherboard, slide it out. Never really liked the way they designed the power or analog board connection. It's a bit of a finger slicer. We'll remove the board now. Just have to move it up enough to get into these notches here, and then it swings out. And then you can unplug this speaker cable. I see these RAM clips are known for breaking, and it has a piece of paper holding that bottom one in because the top sim is the only one with clips that still work. This is all original capacitors, which don't look like they're leaking, and the original battery, which doesn't appear to be leaking either. We'll give it a shot. just to try it out. And I would like to see what's on this hard drive to kind of keep it with the system. So let's get this hard drive out. Another great design here. Hard drive is out. It's a mini scribe from 1988. What else? Let's get this floppy drive out. I think for the time being, I'll take this cable here. Oh, that was hard to get out. This has all the splices on it for our little video box. Okay. So we may come back to this a little bit later, but for now, let's get rid of this. Our other one was a super drive, and that means it had the higher density disk drive in here, which looks like there still is one in there, but we have a much better conditioned case, and I believe this screen is good. So let us open, see what's missing. Besides the motherboard, which clearly isn't in there, logic board, whatever Mac guys want to call them. Somebody decided to put their own feet on this board. Very interesting. Why, I don't know. They must have had it sitting on some kind of table that only went up to there. I don't know. And it is very dirty in here. Just everything's got a nice layer of dust on it. See, we had quite the corrosion going on with this RF shield. The bottom case shows that too. Oh, yeah. That's great. So I think first thing we'll do is remove this and switch it with the one in that other case, because that one was in much better shape. This is still salvageable. I can grind all of this down and reuse it another day. It'll go in my parts bin, and we'll do that sometime in the future. I think for now, we'll swap that other one over. Would you look at that? Found a toonie. For those of you who aren't Canadian, that's a $2 coin. Toonie. So, looking good. Looking good. Oh. So, out comes our disk drive, which, filled with cobwebs, all sorts of things. Okay, we're seeing all kinds of screws on the bottom. It looks like someone's already attempted to take this tray out before. I'm not sure if we can get it out without having to take the analog board out, but I think I will take the analog board out because it's just so filthy. So that was the broken part on our other unit. It was this piece, this little knob at the end snapped off. Whoa, careful, careful, careful. Alright, we got spiders, we got dead skin, a little bit of everything in here. More screws. Alright, so I think let's remove the last of it here. It's just so nasty that I want to just take this whole front end and wash it in the sink. Let's get that CRT right out. A little more gentle than that, hopefully. And there it is. Speaker just has some plastic kind of melted over to hold it in place, but we'll just glue it back afterwards. Oh, there we go. All right, let me get this out of here and go clean it up. Here's our broken CRT and our donor. Okay, let's salvage our good bracketry from this one. So this one is much, much cleaner than the last one. This thing's in great shape, and this is what we'll use. Alright, so while we're waiting for case to dry, which I was cleaning in the sink, we are going to recap this logic board And then we'll recap the analog board as well. Even though this one looks all right, as you can see here, this RAM slot is not good. It's holding on for its life. I'm gonna see online if there's anything I can 3D print to resolve that. I believe there are some little clips I can print to help hold them in place once they're broken. But, anyways, we're gonna replace all these capacitors because they're old. They're not leaking, but you never know. We're gonna get rid of this battery. I'm gonna leave it out for now because I don't think I have any replacement at the moment. I do for some SEs, 30s, but not SEs. And we'll go from there. So these are all, I believe they're 33 microfarad, 16 volt. We'll upgrade them to 25 volt. The only one that's different is this one here, C36. Put a little arrow there. That one is a 1 microfarad. So let's get started. See how much of a pain it's going to be to desolder these. There's a lot of dust and schmegma in here. Be nice to socket this if I had a socket, but I don't, because I do have some plans for the future for this particular Mac. It's going to be an experimental unit. I do have a Raspberry Pi that clips onto a 6800 socket, and it's still kind of in development. People have gotten them to work with other types of computers, but I think it'll be a fun thing in the future for this. So for now, let's just do these caps. Let's see how terrible. They're all folded over, of course. But we'll see just how sloppy this is. I don't want to really cut them and solder them up top. I have done that before, and it's just janky. Let's check and see if any of these caps were bad. Why not? It's easy to check. I'm curious. Let me check that again, because my finger was on it. So there's nothing here that tells me they were bad, so that board probably would have powered up and worked. Still though, how much longer would you get on capacitors that are 40 years old? This will extend the life by another 40 years. let's do our oddball first. These are 33, 33. Where's my 1 microfarad? It's this guy here. All right, now let's take a look at the analog board here, and we'll replace a couple of these capacitors as well. We'll leave this one, the 2 big ones here, just because they're probably okay, but the troublesome ones are, yeah, we'll change these 3 and these 2, and go from there. Well, that front bezel cleaned up pretty well. I got the scuff marks out of it, but you can still see some scratches in it. It's not perfect, but it's not cracked and it's not chipped, which is a big thing. I should be retro brighting this. I would like to, but I'm not set up for that just yet. I'll have to pull it all apart at some point to retro bright it, but I don't really care. I don't mind the fadedness of it. Just makes it nostalgic for me. So let's set up our stolen monkey towel here, which I kept from that Android stereo repair. There's no shame in that. Maybe just a little bit, but I like it. Got it plugged in. Let's give it a shot. Ooh, beep is good. We have an image. Hard drive's trying to read. So far, so good. We have a cursor. Yeah. Okay, well, this hard drive's no good. That's fine. I highly doubted it would be any good. So, we'll try something else. Alright, so she's booting up now with a different hard drive in it. I definitely think that floppy drive needs to be restored because it keeps randomly trying to eject and there's nothing in there, so that's fine. What do we have here? We're reporting 2.5 megs of RAM, which is terrible. System software 701. Not sure what this hard drive was in, if it was in an SE or if it was in a SE30 perhaps. Okay. I attempted to open this thing and I don't really know how to open it. It looks like somebody's grinded off some old bolt heads, but it doesn't seem to want to split like that. And there are a bunch of solder points all over the place, and this connector could unscrew. I don't know how this one would come off, so I'm not really going to bother right now. But what I am going to do is we're going to hook it up. We're going to hook up the oscilloscope to this and see what kind of signal's coming out of it, and then we'll try hooking it up to the composite input on here, and I can maybe share it with you guys. So let's start by doing that. Also, behind the scenes, I put in a blue SCSI here with Wi-Fi, and I got that all set up. This thing is now connected to the internet, which is great. Got a LED run to the front. So let's investigate what we are getting out of this thing. This is just literally how I found it, like this. I don't know if I'm supposed to have some kind of power supply hooked up here or not. It does also, it says 7 volts DC input here, but it also says 7 to 15 volts off of this. So I'm assuming this is a 12 volt line. We could meter that just to find out, but that's cool. I actually have this, which is a BNC breakout. So let's hook my scope probe directly to that. Let's just turn it on, see what happens. It's about the best view I can get you right now. That's what we're getting on the scope. Now, I've got a composite line going over to a TV tuner, which is plugged into USB behind my sloppy desk. But after looking at the oscilloscope and seeing that the signal I was getting had a bandwidth of 8.4 megahertz, and looking that up, that is the standard bandwidth of a composite signal. So now I've got it on this different capture card because the other one wasn't seeing anything, and now I'm able to kind of see a messy signal. So this is what I'm seeing. This is well, it's at least something. And as I kind of twist the cable and mess with it here, it is making some kind of difference. But I want to change it from PAL. Every time I do something here, it just kind of goes to the same thing again. Unless there's just a whole bunch of PAL ones I have to cycle through, because I'd like to get it to NTSC, which is what it would be. So let's do this together. We're kind of getting somewhere, but I might need like a retro tank or something a little more advanced than this crappy little $20 USB tuner from 15 years ago. So let's just keep playing around with this and see what happens. And hey, well, this is about all I can get from it, so we'll have to get some kind of video converter in the future, but at least we got something to work with for now. Well, everybody, here it is. Perfectly working Macintosh SE, fully recapped. We got a nice clean case. Got a blue SCSI with Wi-Fi and actual connected to the internet. We left that possible video out device in there. We'll investigate that in the future. And another thing in the future will be to restore the floppy drive. Not that I'll ever use it, but it would be convenient to have in case I actually do need to write some floppies with it. So, that being said, we'll probably see this in some future videos for any other kind of experiments. I do have probably another 10 different old Macs, between Mac 512s, Mac SEs, SE30s, and then a big pile of color classics. So expect to see more Mac stuff on the channel in the future, even though I feel like it's pretty much well overdone on YouTube. There's a lot of Mac stuff on there, but it's pretty cool old stuff, and you know, if it needs to be repaired, I enjoy doing it. So please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Please, if you know what that modulator is, that's what I'm guessing it is, an RF modulator. So maybe I'll try it into whatever I can find, possibly a VCR or something like that we can use to convert it. But I'm just not set up for that at the moment. The main goal was just to get a running Macintosh on the desk, so we'll try and figure out a way to get the camera to ignore these lines too. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. On to the next.